Okay, so I'm back now. Sorry for about that. I decided to put the bitrate a little lower. Hopefully this works out a little better. If it doesn't, then oh well. Any questions that you might have not heard from me, I'll probably answer it in the chat if the bitrate gets that terribly low. So, anyway, continue on with questions and all that. So, okay. Alright. Um, I don't know. Okay. I guess I'll get back into the question that Q&A asked. I haven't talked with Jason E in a good like 5 or 6 months. I don't know. He's been changing like a fuck ton for some strange reason. I'm not sure why. He was acting normal during like the entirety of like 2017, 2018. But I mean, at the end of the day, pretty much I don't care about Jason anymore. It's really not my problem about what he does. But really, I hope Jason is doing at least somewhat alright. I don't want to seem like fucking heartless saying that I don't care about what he does. Just I just hope he's doing alright for what he is doing. I don't wish any like bad harm onto him. So, um, I mean, I think freaking Jason's tag is on my like Six Horrors Discord server or whatever. Um, I'll send it to you when I can. Hold on. All right, I'm back. Go ahead and ask some more questions if you guys want. Oh yeah. Joel says, "Are you proud of making the Six Horrors Saga?" Honestly, kind of, but not really. I don't know. It kind of jump started my popularity for a good like 6 months or so, but at the same time, it just felt like if I became this guy that was only known for one thing, who would check out my other stuff? And that was kind of like the bad thing about popularity, is because people either only check out what's like the one thing that you make that is popular, and they'll never check out like your other like obscure stuff. So that's why I kind of like gave up on the Six Horror series after a while, because I kind of just wanted more people to notice what else I did. And a lot of the other series that I had on my channel was what else I had. So, yeah, I mean, oh, this is actually a funny one. For a while I forgot, like, how I came up with my username. Pretty much, uh, well, really, how I got my username was actually from two different, like, names, I think. Um, I think, like, one of them, like, okay, I, I think, the Toon part of my name actually came from, like, an old, like, block that, like, keeps airing on Adult Swim every now and then, just, like, Toonami or whatever. And I keep forgetting where I got the stir part of it. Um, I keep forgetting where I get that part from, but I know the tune part for sure, which actually came from the word Toonami, which is from I think like that old Cartoon Network block from like the early 2000s. I think it still goes on like Adult Swim. I'm not too sure. Krongy the cereal box, that was just like a dumb like decompile screen thing. I don't think I even consider him to be like canon or anything. Yeah. I don't know. A lot of things have been like kind of strange as of late. I don't know. I haven't talked to really many people, and I've been kind of just thinking about what would go on in my life or what I really want to do with my life. It's some weird shit. I don't typically think this stuff anyway, so this is a genuine shock. I don't know. Sorry if I made it seem like really depressing or something. I haven't checked out Box 3. I think I've only checked out the first one. I've never checked out the second or the third ones. I don't intend to. The second one I would check out, but it has some, like, strange themes that, Devin would probably remind me of, and I don't want to get reminded of Devin, honestly, I don't. It's, honestly, I don't think, Devin's a bad guy, but a lot of the stuff he did was just really fucking weird. And just, I don't know, the Box 2 game just gave me, like, strong themes of, like, oh, Devin Manning or something like that, and that's why I just decided to stray away from it. And besides, I live in, like, a one-room place, and, my family's, like, right beside me, usually wherever I put my PC, so they saw the stuff in there, they'd probably, like, beat my ass, so I don't want to get in trouble now. But, I will probably maybe someday check, like, both of them out, but, I'm not too sure. I don't usually have the time to play these things, but, I'll check them out whenever I get the time to. Okay, alright, Joel, there's like 3 different reasons why 6 Horrors 4 was cancelled. The first one was actually like the most strange reason as to why. It was because Josh at the time was very PC, and this was before that whole, the whole, Tana Mojo thing, or about like the whole N-word and all that. And, he got mad at me for saying it because, oh, his family members are black and whatnot. Eventually Josh unfriended me, and then Scruppy actually did, in a very strange move that I find really fucking strange, is to defend Josh, because either way, for some reason, he was actually PC at the time too. I don't know why. Eventually, I had to come up with an agreement to Josh to apologize and stop saying the word for a while. And then, freaking, that went well. And I think during, I think the second time, which was Awoken, from what I remember, it was, what would happen is that I told him, I just pretty much said I was going to get back to work on it, I think on the 8th. I think like one day before it, I just said, fuck it, I don't want to do this, so I just stopped. The fourth one was honestly just because lots of strange things were happening to me during, like, I think like the mid part of 2016, so, I just decided, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna take a break for a while, because I don't need this. I genuinely don't need this. Did you ever reskin? No, not at all. Not at all. I'm not like that. Oh, wait, actually, I did once, and that was only in, like, early 2015, about, I think in early 2015, I made a game called One Endless Night and MLGs, which was actually just a reskin of a FNAF example that BFP made. Other than that, I've never reskinned. I've intentionally just wanted to try to learn coding from like various other sources. I mainly learned from I mainly learned from I think the FNAF 1 code, and I mainly learned from I think like the Fazbear's Return coding or a couple of other games that came out during the time, because I was a big decompiling type guy, so I learned a lot of coding from that, and that's how Six Horrors kept kind of keep going with the same type of feel to it. Other than that, other than MLG's 1, no, I haven't reskinned, and I don't plan on reskinning anytime soon, because that's just stupid. I know it was stupid then, and now I know not to do that, because that's just dumb. Oh, oh, fucking hell, sorry. I forgot it was the wrong button, sorry. I usually push the talk, so if anything happens, it's on the wrong key. Sorry. No, I haven't played Splatoon, and I will share the stream on my Twitter. There won't be a Miscellaneous Games Part 2, by the way. Pretty much what there will be is that any like games that I don't want to put under like a separate page, they'll just be put under that page. No part 2, just the same page. I've used it for a year, so sorry about that, my bad. Alright, I put the stream on my Twitter, so hopefully we'll get some more stuff there. Joel, actually I have. I've been working on a reboot for a good little while, and pretty much I've been working on a reboot, and currently at the moment we do have a story like planned out for it. And what I do want to do is that I do have some ideas for characters. I don't plan on having Chuck be in it, which will be a first. Um, I If there will be, then it probably will be moved to some type of Easter egg thing. I don't want to make it seem like obscure, like that whole like new TRTF thing. I want to be like upfront and honest with people about what's going on with it. But it's going somewhat decently. I'm gonna probably work on mechanic ideas for characters sometime later on in the week, and then when we do that, I'm gonna hopefully work on maybe getting some coding done and maybe getting the rest of the office done. I'm not gonna say a guaranteed release date, but maybe sometime around the fall or winter of 2018 or the winter of 2019. I'm not too sure, but we'll just see how it goes. Sorry if it seems like I'm losing my voice. I'm just trying to be kind of quiet. No, I'm not too proud of like. Okay, there's like two different series for MLGs. The original I'm not proud of. The remix, I guess I'm proud of them. I just made them in like I think most of them I just made within a week. Pretty much it's just like a coding exercise just to make those games. That's literally all they were. Like the remake games were just coding exercises. But either way, I do think the remake games are pretty good, and I don't think the classic games are very good. I have checked out UCN. I've been hearing like a lot of shit going on with that. Been hearing about freaking Dawko raging because Remory, because his kid fans keep saying that Remory won or whatever. I don't know. I never really cared about that. Congrats to Remory, by the way, and to Dawko too. But I've checked it out. It's not bad, but it does seem kind of rushed with like cutscene wise, cause I don't know. It just seems kind of rushed a little bit. It's not bad though. It was really enjoyable, but it was okay. It was not what I expected, but it was okay. Alright, so I'm gonna put this in my Discord's chat room and see if anybody wants to ask any questions. Once again, I'm gonna probably head off in 10 minutes, so ask me all the questions you need. Okay, before I put it in there, I'm gonna answer this question. What inspired you to make Six Horrors? Okay, so what inspired me to make it is that usually, like, during at the time, all I made was just joke games, and then it kind of just drifted off into a serious direction, which made the joke actually a lot worse. So what I just decided to do is that I wanted to make an actual serious project and see how it would do. And that's what inspired Six Horrors. And mainly, I would say that Toonybot's a ripoff of, freaking, like, if I would say that the freaking Toonybot is, like, Lockjaw is a ripoff of Toonybot, but no, it really isn't. I had the concept for, like, Toonybot's design, I think starting from, like, mid to late 2012. I had a couple sketched down designs of what like it could be, but it was like just a human drawing of me. That's literally all it was. Eventually, it became something a little bit bigger, and then in 2016, I finally like put those to the test, and I actually turned that into Toonybot. So then after that, we made that. We made the first game, then we made the second game. They were doing mildly good. Then we got to the third game. The third game did insanely well. Although I did not like the third game as much as I would have. It did insanely well by the fan base, and still thank you all for checking it out. But yeah, pretty much it was just like a combination of if you want to try something, just go for it. No matter if it could be poorly received or not, just go out with it. Go out with a bang. Come on, it's not a bad thing. Okay, so why did you delete the MFA files for Six Horrors? Okay, pretty much the only reason why was that pretty much they were all outdated by the time I made the updates, and I just kind of didn't want to make those games open source because I was feeling that some people would reskin them. I don't plan on giving them out again, mainly because I just think people will just reskin them once again. But I don't know. I don't think any of you would probably do that. But I don't know. It's just a strange like gut feeling I got. Oh boy, people keep like talking about this guy, and I'm not sure why they do. I don't know. I've heard of Unstoppable Troll Gaming for a good long while, and I don't know. As of like late. People have been like consistently complaining about this guy, and honestly, I don't see a problem with him. I mean, he reskins games. I mean, so what? I mean, at the same time, really, it's just something that you gotta like kind of learn that you shouldn't give out your game's MFAs in the first place, even if they keep like if you keep like okay. So if people ask you for like an MFA and whatnot, yeah, just don't fucking listen to them unless if you want to do it yourself. It's not his. It's not really his like main priority that he reskinned the game. It's not his fault that he did that. What is the main problem is that people made such a big deal out of this when really it could have been easily resolved beforehand. I've noticed that the situation has really quieted down in some aspects, but honestly, I do not think Unstoppable Troll Gaming should have really deserved the amount of like attention that he's gotten. Cause I don't know, a lot of the attention that was given to him was just not very good, and a lot of the stuff that some of the people have done to like from like Bubby's side have been really, really scummy in some way. Well, QA, I mean, in the first place, what you guys should have done instead of just going to your fans about this is just to simply just write a report to YouTube, write a report to GameJolt. They probably would have done something. I mean, you didn't really need to necessarily bring your fan base into this, because, I mean, some of you guys, I do know one of you guys have raided his server, which, by all means, I don't have to go into as to why that's a dumb thing to do. I don't hate Unstoppable, and I don't hate, like, anybody on the side of the story. Just, I hope, like by the time that Bubby gets back from camp, that you guys just kind of cut this out for a little while, because this is not something that you should be doing with your summer. Honestly, it isn't. Honestly, I don't want to keep going on about him, because I've already went on about him quite a bit. But pretty much, Unstoppable reminds me of a fellow that I met named Francisco Diodato back in like 2016. All he did was that he was just gonna reskin my games, and he kind of just spoke with broken English in a way. That's what the thing that kind of distincted him from a lot of the other people that reskin. He's just had broken English, which means he's not a native English speaker. But what he would do is that he would just make new accounts every time. And it actually got to a point where I was actually going to get his account IP banned. A lot of people applauded this decision that I made, but eventually I didn't do it because, honestly, at the end of the day, it's a waste of my time that I could have done by doing something else. And at the end of the day, I could have just simply filed a report, and this would have all just kind of blown over. And eventually, I was just like, stop caring, because I don't know. It kind of reminds me of this situation in some aspects. I don't hate Unstoppable, and I don't hate Bubby or Thomas. In fact, I don't hate any of them. Just please knock it off for the rest of the summer, because this is not a way you should spend your summer. Honestly, it isn't. It's like the mid of July, and really for like the first month, and then the first part of the month, and then the first half of the month, June, and then the first half of July. You guys have been kind of like wasting your time trying to go after Unstoppable, pretty much antagonizing him, and pretty much I don't care about that, because it's not really something that I should care about. I mean, it's not something that you guys should care about either. Just simply file a report via, like, pretty much methods of, like, YouTube nowadays. They give you, like, ways to report, like, people and all that. And just, all you could have done was just simply report them. That's literally all you could have done. And at the end of the day, it was just kind of a silly situation, and I don't condone anything that you guys do to him, because I don't have to explain why. That's just dumb. What do you think of Fania? I mean, it's an alright joke game, but sometimes the fan base can get a little out of control with it. That's the only thing that's bad about FNAF. I don't consider it to be a bad franchise by all means, but I don't know. It just seems like people kind of take the game a little too seriously, as it's just a joke game. It's like the MLG series in a way. It's just a joke. Not people shouldn't take it seriously and fucking have fetishes over some like big titty bear or whatever. It's just stupid, man. Oh, Thomas, I used to love the Fuckboy series. That was a great fucking series at the time, but when I looked back at it, a lot of it was just like stale memes, probably from like that time period. It was a big series back then too, which is funny. How did I meet FNAF? Okay, so I got introduced to FNAF somewhere around like I think like mid 2014. I was talking with this guy that I knew back then. His name I think was Irish God 187 or whatever. I talked with him for a good little while. He was like one of the first friends that I met on Steam that I still talk to like every day. And he was like the first person I actually voice chatted with too. And pretty much what I would do is that I would just talk with him all day. And he eventually introduced me to FNAF. I played a demo of it, and then I kind of like tried to find ways to download the game for free, which was stupid. Eventually I did buy like all 4 games and then like Sister Location and all that. But like for a while I was introduced to it from my friend, and then eventually we had an idea because we checked out fan games because we were a big fan of making like these fan games because they were pretty funny. So what we had in mind was to make a fan game based off of one of our favorite interests, which is of course MLG, dude. But really, that's how MLG started. It was originally just going to be a mod for text mod, funnily enough, for FNAF 2. Pretty much all you would have to do is just play the game, but have the mod patch in it that would just replace the textures. That's how it worked. But eventually, we learned how to decompile. We eventually acquired a copy of Click Team, and we were going to actually make it into like something bigger than this. We eventually figured out that BFP made this FNAF example a little while back. Then we just kind of used that as a template, and we made multiple versions of the game, and eventually it kind of, like, once we figured out more about Click Team, we eventually made it into something bigger, and then it eventually became the final version of MLG's. And either way, I think it was an alright game for the time, but I don't know. It just seemed like in some ways it was just half-assed. Honestly. Oh boy, freaking, what do I think of Five Nights at 39? I don't know. I haven't checked out the game, but I've heard from a lot of sources that the game was really bad, and, like, a lot of it was just, like, random access humor from fucking Chris Chan or whatever. I don't know. I've heard about it for quite a bit, but the thing was, I never really wanted to bother checking it out, because, I don't know, I just didn't want to. But I've heard that the game was really, like, not very good from multiple sources. I mean, I don't think 39, like, himself as a developer is not a bad guy. And if he does make a second one, by all means, I'll support his project, because, you know, from a developer to developer standpoint, he should still have at least somewhat support from this project. But other than that, I don't plan on checking it out, because I've just heard it's been really, really bad. So I just want to save myself the trouble. I don't know. Okay. So, in about like 5 more minutes or so, I'm gonna cut off the stream. If you wanna go ahead and ask me some questions now, I'd probably recommend it. Don't worry, I know these streams don't get archived on Bubby's channel, but I will be archiving these on my own stream, like my own second channel. So if you guys want to still at least get to listen to these streams, at least know a little bit more, I'll archive these streams on my YouTube, like my second YouTube channel. I'll archive like I think like both parts. So in case if you guys want to know where that's from, you can go check it out there. If you want to go ahead, Birds of Destiny, then that's fine by me. What do I think of roleplay? That's like a funny one, actually. I don't know. I don't know. Roleplay isn't a bad thing, just as long as you don't take it as far as you should. I don't know. I don't consider it to be a bad thing. It's not bad at all, honestly. It's just, you have to, like, learn that you can at least use it somewhat correctly. And or at least know how, that when you use it for some purposes, that you can't just go, like, fucking go extreme with it, because that's not what you can do. But I don't know. I don't think it's a bad thing. No, it isn't, honestly. You just gotta learn that sometimes to not take it too far. That's the only thing that's the only thing that bothers me about roleplay, because some people either take it too seriously or they just take it a bit too far. But in, like, the basic concept of roleplay is not bad. It isn't. And I don't think it's very bad. Just as long as you don't take it as far as you should, then I don't care what you do. Okay. I mean, I've heard about, like, the new TRTF, and because I've been wanting to talk with Tyler a bit more. Pretty much, I've heard about it, and honestly, it doesn't seem bad, but the only thing that kind of pissed me off was the whole bait and switch tactic that Tyler did. That was the only thing that made me, like, really upset about it, because the whole bait and switch thing. I don't think I think what Tyler's doing for it is not that bad, and I think I might check it out, actually, once it comes out. So, pretty much, I think it'll be really cool. Just hopefully it actually at least gets finished. That's the only thing that I hope for. But, QA, yeah, I mean, yeah, QA, I actually do mean by, like, NSFWRP. I'm not a big fan of that, but it's like, as long as you don't take it as, like, that far as, like, being NSFW or some shit. I've witnessed a couple in my day, but pretty much, just as long as you don't take it that far, then by all means, do whatever you want, just don't go that far. What's my age? I'm 14, I'm about to turn, I think, 15 in October, I think around the 11th, so, I'm 14 right now. I'm surprised people even think I'm 14, because fucking my voice doesn't even sound that different, honestly. I don't think people can really tell that much of a difference. But, I don't know. Yeah, but I'm 14. I've been, working on stuff, I guess. What do you think of IMG's new project? I've actually been in the stream where it was gonna be revealed, because I was a staff member in the Jolly server. I popped by there and I just literally told people that I'm Tom Hanks on a part of Toy Story 2. So, yeah, that's really all there was. I do think Ivan's project is, like, really cool, and I am going to look forward to it. What do you think of the Don't Scare Me, I'm Scared saga? I haven't checked it out, like, really, honestly. I would check it out a lot more if I could, but honestly, I haven't checked it out. I haven't really checked out, like, any of your guys' like games, honestly. I don't know. I probably might check them out one day. I did see them, like, I was in a call with you guys one time and you were, like, developing, like, the, I think, like, the second one, like, episode 2 or something, I don't know. But I will probably play them sometime. Oh boy, people keep like bringing up Bulbies sometimes. I've checked it out. It's actually really funny. Like it's quite a fun game at the least, and I actually think it was really fun to, I think it was really fun to like play. I think it was really creepy. Although probably I know it's a joke game, but still it was pretty creepy to play. Honestly, Joel, I'm dude games better than like songs. I mean, at least with like games, I can at least like have some time to work on it. So yeah, the fandom's kind of weird, but then again, when you think about it, every fandom's like really weird. So it's like, I don't know. I don't really like it when like people keep always bringing up the points of like, oh, the fandom's bad, but it's like when you really think about it, every fandom is like really bad in a way. Every fandom's like that. It's just how fandom works, honestly. That's why I'm not even mad about like fandoms going at extreme, because that's how they work. You just gotta learn that's how they work. But yeah, I think I'm gonna probably head out here. Go ahead and ask me a couple last few questions, and then I'm gonna be heading out of here. So, go ahead and ask a bit more questions, and then and then once I get that done, all right. What is Okay, meaning Crongy the cereal box. Okay, pretty much. That was just a joke thing, which is actually based off of a character that Josh made in a call one time called Cringer the Fox, which is based off which is actually just a messed up version of the model of Hup from Five Nights at Chuck's 1. And I think after when we did that, I just decided, you know what, I'll just put that as a decompile screen for Toonies. So that's literally what happened. And that's the only thing that did happen. What is the meaning to life? Cereal. That's all that is. Cereal. It's literally the meaning to life. Just eat cereal, eat it, go to school, get out of school, get on the computer, die. That's how it works. That's how life works. Welcome to it. I don't know. I entered into the FNAF community mainly because I just wanted. I've already actually kind of explained this a little bit further back. You just like I don't think there's like a freaking like some rewind thing in here, but pretty much I've explained it. Just once I archive these streams, you'll probably at least get a look at these. So just give me a little bit. But either way, it's been mildly fun. Finally, like getting to do these streams and getting to like talk with you guys. I apologize that this wasn't as long as you guys might have wanted. I'm sorry for like the long hold up in the stream, like in the Bubby server. I do want to plan on talking with Bubby and Thomas again. I'm planning on maybe hopefully doing a Diablo Sauce video, like another Diablo Sauce video. I'll probably just okay, you know what I mean. I'll probably talk with Bubby and Thomas a lot more when I get to work on maybe the third Diablo Sauce video, because they were in the first one. Now I'm gonna merge like both the first and the second game, the first and the second version, like the first and the second videos cast together for the video. What if you play a bad FNAF fan game? What will you do? Pretty much, I don't know. The only like really bad fan game like that I played recently was by my friend Seven, which was Three Nights with Mr. Hugs. Pretty much it was pretty much all that there was is that it was just really, really terrible. Honestly, it was. I didn't enjoy it, and hopefully I don't have to play that again, because it was just really bad, and I think I know the guy who coded it. It's somebody that I know. I don't want to say them because fucking I know if I snitch they'll probably get mad at me. So I don't know. I know who they are though. I know who the hell they are. That's all I know. But really, I don't think the only really bad fan game that I played was Three Nights with Mr. Hugs, and that was probably the worst one I played in such a long time. And I hope I don't see any more bad fan games like that, because it was absolutely terrible. But other than that, I don't know. Freaking, I don't know. Fucking, it's just that game was so terrible. Honestly, it was. You can probably check it out somewhere, but I don't think you guys would like it. Honestly, I don't think you would. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. If you guys like my stuff, go check out my YouTube channel. I'm gonna drop a message in the chat so you guys know. There you go. I dropped a message in. I dropped a message in the chat, so if you guys want to check out my channel, like, just type in the chat, like, go to the channel in the chat. I'll probably be starting to be a little bit more active in Bubby's Discord server. Once again, thank you, Thomas, for letting me stream on behalf of Bubby. Thank you guys for watching. The stream will probably be going up onto my, both parts of the stream will probably be going up on my YouTube channel, hopefully sometime soon. So, thank you guys for watching, and, yeah, once again, take care.